This is the 2025 Volkswagen ID Buzz. Why does this vehicle look so iconic? Because it is. If you remember the Microbus, the camper van, the 21 window, the 23 window, all those cool vehicles, well, Volkswagen has brought it back. We've seen it before, but now we're actually getting to test drive it. So you want to stay with us. We're going to give you all the information on this vehicle, and in the end, we'll talk about pros and cons. We'll talk about the pricing, the different trim levels, and what you're hearing in the background. We are here in San Francisco, right next to the famous San Francisco Bridge. We're going to go down Lombard Street because 75 years ago, Volkswagen came to the US. They brought us originally the Bug, then the camper van, which was iconic in the 70s. And what was so iconic? This gigantic Volkswagen logo, which they have continued. It is illuminated. There's illumination across the front, LED lights. So if you've seen the ID4, it's going to be very similar to that kind of flavor. This is calling the ID Light. Everything's ID on this car. I love the front end, super clean. It's very San Francisco. There are so many exterior cool two-tone colors. Some solid colors, if you want a solid color, there's 3 of those. 3 interior colors as well. There's like a coppery color, there's a nice creamy color and a darker color. They come 7-passenger or 6-passenger depending on the combination. We are test driving the all-wheel drive. There is a rear-wheel drive platform as well. I do love this two-tone, the black across the top. This really cool pass-through window. Just everything was thought about, including my favorite. It looks like a minivan, so we're comfortable with this. And this is what they're doing instead. Easy access. If you've got children, you can get 5 kids in here. Child safety seats everywhere. Full-size 3-row that is actually bigger than that of a Cadillac Escalade. I mean, this is huge space. Fold all these seats down, and then you're gonna have a ton of cargo space. 146 cubic feet. We'll show you that in just a second. I like how this vehicle has a lot of things to show you what it does. This is the side of the vehicle, just cute little Easter eggs, as we call them. You want to put child safety seats, go to the second row, it folds flat, it slides forward. There we go. And then into the back seat, tons, oh my gosh, just tons of space. And the center console moves to the second row. There's latches for this. It's called the Buzz Box. So you can have it in the second row, you can have it in the front row. Honestly, I'd probably want 2 of them, but if you got kids, they want to go between the seats because that's what they like to do. Back here, let me show you how much space there is. This is crazy. This is with the headrest down. Let me put the headrest up so if no one's sitting back here. Reclining seats, child safety seats across the back, more cup holders, more USB-C charge ports. There's even a cup holder right here. They really thought about anywhere there's an open space, Volkswagen used it. Ventilation in the 3rd row, lighting in the 2nd row, ventilation there too. The ability, very much like a minivan, but then like an full-size SUV, but still iconic when it comes to Volkswagen. These seats fold fully flat. Let's see if we can do that. And then you can put a queen-size bed back here. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not into overlanding. There are people that are. Let's see. It gives you a ton of room. My gosh, you can get child safety seats, anything in here. Vents across the bottom too, which a lot of car manufacturers don't do. That's nice. You got heating across on your feet. Really well done, and tons of storage in the doors. We have too much gear with us because we're crazy for tire. Look at that. That's 146 cubic feet of storage. If you move that Buzz Box back to the middle, you can put a mattress in here. People will do it. If you made this a camper van, took this to an upfitter, you could have so much fun. Huge back hatch, everything you need. I do love the storage bins in back. So if you were to sleep back here, because this is an adjustable shelf, you could put your stuff in here, your emergency stuff. There's storage in the pockets on the side, so if you want to put your wallet, your phone, whatever it's charging at night, you could sleep here. I just got soaked. Welcome to San Francisco. It got us. There's another one coming. There's also an outlet here and a place for bags. We got those plastic bags we all have. You can hang those here. Here, let's do that actually. We'll put this bag right here. My food, oh, it's not plastic, but you can hang that right there so it doesn't run away. Oh, now we're very gun shy with the, all right. Huge hatch in back. Volkswagen ID Buzz across the back, LED lights, rear wiper. Overall, this vehicle is fun. I love the retro throwback. Now let's take it for a drive. We are on the crookedest road in the world, known as Lombard Street. I am riding with Al Vasquez. Say hello.
This is the second time I do this road, and
really?
I think it's fantastic.
Did we do this with the Mustang Mach?
Maybe I forgot which car it is, but this is the
Bullet.
second
We did
time.
with Bullet.
Yeah.
Because this is where they did it on the Bullet Street. So what we're doing here is we're driving the Volkswagen ID Buzz, and we're going to go down the original road where they shot the original ad.
Right.
For the Volkswagen. 75 years ago, Volkswagen came into the U.S.
Incredible, huh?
It's amazing. How many cars Volkswagen has sold, from the Bug to the Rabbit to the GTI, and now the Volkswagen ID Buzz.
And this is huge, very spacious.
It is huge. It reminds me of, I used to have an Excursion, which is the huge Ford SUV.
Right.
It's so big. It's three full-size rows, and you put all the seats down and you got tons of storage.
I really like it.
I can't believe how much legroom there is. They did a great job because they pushed the passenger and driver's seat all the way as far forward as they can, so that they can, it's a lot less. It's not like it was. We used to sit on the engine.
It was flat. Now it's not.
No,
I
think it's for safety reasons. Because
Yeah.
you got to have all that safety regulations. Now, you travel the world.
Yes.
Do they have these in South America yet?
No, not yet.
So,
Not yet.
so the only place they must have them is Germany,
It's
in Europe.
In Europe, yes.
So they've had okay sales, but I think they're going to sell really well here. I think there's a lot of people
I think so too.
that love the two-tone colors. There's 11 colors. 8 are two-tone, 3 are solid. I like the two-tone, especially like the minty green and the yellow. If
I was to buy one, I'll get 2 colors. I think it's fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
And this, I love these colors inside.
3 colors.
This is not leather, but I like it.
No, I don't believe it. Says leatherette. Translation, it's plastic. And Al and I were just in Italy learning about real leather interiors. Yes. This isn't one of them, but it's not in the price point for that. I am too, and we do call it out in both your reviews and in mine. There's a big difference in a leather interior and a leatherette interior. Leatherette just means it's not leather.
It's not leather.
No, don't be tricked. But overall, I like the materials. A lot of recycled materials here. They did a nice job from a design standpoint. Tons of storage. If you're one of those people that have a minivan and you're thinking, oh, I want to go electric, you got to take this forward. This has got more room than a minivan and more headspace.
And I can't wait to get on the third row because they say it's the biggest one in the industry.
This seat's bigger than like an Escalade.
Yeah.
That's huge.
It's incredible.
So if you got kids, so you can sit seat 6 or 7. The seats are really nice and comfortable. And we're going to do a much deeper dive into this too as we drive along. Very minimal technology. That's totally fine by me. If you've driven a Volkswagen ID4, which is their electric sedan, I think you will understand all of this technology. It's very much the same. And I like the fact they still have to gauge in front of you because that's what we're comfortable with.
Yes, I like that too.
I think that's one of the things that's missing all the time. I don't know where they're sitting here.
Alcatraz in front of us.
Alcatraz. Yes, that's why it's
Now turn
Leavenworth
left
Street.
onto Chestnut Street.
Wow, look at that island. I can't imagine what it would be like to be stuck on an island looking at where you used to live. The hills here are not all this crazy up and down hilly, but that's a stop. Okay. We're going to go up one of these crazy hills, and this is where your battery power.
Please turn left at the stop sign onto Hyde Street.
This is where the torque of a battery-powered vehicle can be beneficial.
This is all-wheel drive, so we get more
Now
here.
turn left onto Hyde Street.
Right, so the all-wheel drive has an additional, I believe it's 91 pound-feet of torque with the front motor. Wow. See, and the battery, it stops. When it stops, it's like one-pedal drive. That's wild. Because people aren't used to that, you know? If you're used to one-pedal drive, you'll love it.
I love it.
I do like, I like the whole look of this vehicle. I like what it's about. I like the culture that's with it.
Now turn right
fun.
onto Lombard
Whoa,
Street.
look at that. Did you see the blue line?
I saw that. I don't know what it is, but it's coming out once in a while.
Yeah, we're learning as she talks to us and tells us where we're supposed to be. We're at the top of Lombard Street now. And we're heading up the coast.
Please follow the road for 3 miles.
Obviously, there's navigation that's built in. Wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, all the safeties included. It's all standard, which is good across the line, whether you buy rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. That's really important.
We're missing the sunroof.
We did not get the sunroof in our test vehicle, and I'm disappointed because the sunroof is the largest piece of glass Volkswagen's ever offered, and it goes like crystal. Like you've seen that in bathrooms.
She's laughing. She liked it.
Oh, yeah, thumbs up. So when you say, oh, it's too hot in here, I want to close the sunroof, you don't have to do it. It turns like a crystal, and it makes it dark so that the light doesn't come through, and basically.
And hopefully it's not hot, because all the cars that offers that, they get really hot.
Right.
So hopefully.
Well, that's why they have that crystal. It's sort of like what they have in bathrooms for privacy.
Right.
So, and they had, I've seen it only once before, other than in high-end cars, on the Toyota Venza.
Also the Lucid.
That's right, Lucid.
But in
has
Lucid
it.
gets real warm inside.
There's a lot of glass in the Lucid, although it looks more like a helicopter to me. But a totally different vehicle and a completely different price point. But when you enter, the entry-level Lucid is probably equivalent to the price of this.
Probably.
We'll talk about price. As far as competitors, anything that's an SUV, a minivan is really, or an electric vehicle is a competitor. It's sort of like an open field because there really isn't a direct competitor to this.
No, there's none.
I mean, what would it be? Okay.
I think they're going to sell a lot.
I think there's a lot of these. If this is my opinion before we get to the back, if this was a plug-in hybrid, they wouldn't be able to make them fast enough. People would go crazy, and they wouldn't care about the price because you can lease these vehicles, and you can lease them with the $7,500 tax credit.
£6,000. So
this is a big
You might get that government. I don't know.
It is. It's 6,000 pounds. That's a good point.
Yeah, you can deduct the whole car if you do it through a company.
Now that is where they're going to sell a lot, because a commercial application on this,
Yes.
especially if you're in a city, would make a lot of sense. $7,500 tax credits for cars built in the U.S. This vehicle is built in Germany. There's no plans to build in the Chattanooga plant as of this time. We talked to a bunch of the product planners and designers. They want to get these vehicles out first, the high trim levels. I think that's what they do that with all the EVs. Let's get the top trim level, get people accustomed to the technology and everything. Then if you want to get a stripped out version, they might offer that later, because someone did ask. This was stripped out, you could take it to an upfitter. Oh my God, you could have so much fun. Campers. It'll fit a queen size bed and back. I mean, that's crazy. A full mattress. I guess if you want to sleep in the car, maybe these will be the new mini apartments.
It depends where you are and who you are with.
Good point.
Right.
Yes, I'm not sleeping in my car. You need a bathroom in my book. That makes an apartment.
That's why I'm not a fan of outlanding and all that.
Yeah, but people do that, and then they want to camp. This would be kind of fun, actually. It would be a lot of fun.
Perfect.
But as we drive through downtown San Francisco and we make our way out, my first impression was it took us a second to figure out the shifter. You twist it versus pull. We wanted to pull it. We couldn't get it. But you just turn it. That's battery and that's drive. I mean, overall, it's really nice. All the safety features are here. They're easy to use.
You can remove this.
Yes, they're calling that the Buzz Box.
You can remove it.
So you can remove the center console, which you can't do in anything else other than maybe, I think there's an Acura or a Honda that offers it, but it's only in the second row. And you can move it.
Row, yes.
But you can move it. I mean, that's cool if you don't want it.
Yeah, you can
want
put it
it
here.
open.
You can
What if we
put it
put
in
a
the back.
dog here? If you had a big dog, it'd be perfect right here in the middle.
But when you take it from here, you can put it on the back.
Yeah, for the second row. Yeah. Super smart. It reminds me of like the IKEA of cars. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know IKEA is Swedish. But when you think about IKEA and how easy it is to use and how flexible their product is, I kind of feel that same way with this car. Like my first impression was, wow, this is very, very cool. Sliding doors like a minivan, huge back hatch, like if you were driving something like a van, but it's such a mixture of different things. I got to show you how big these wiper blades are. Hold on one second. This is really cool. So it's on the stock on the left. Huge. They're huge wiper blades. I just wonder what the cost is going to be on those. But I love the huge piece of glass. It's way forward, so you still feel comfortable that you're not like sitting on the wheels like a cab over in Europe. But you still have tons of glass, like the glass in front. I guess you would call that the A pillar, this the B pillar, and that the C pillar. But when you look at this, it really gives phenomenal visibility.
I know. I really like. This is not going to get in the middle of anything because you have so much glass.
Right. And as I put this rear view mirror, it's just a regular rear view mirror. There is no camera. I was kind of hoping it would have a camera, especially if you got kids in the second and third row. So maybe that's something that will be offered down the road. But you can't have everything. This is the first drive. We've seen these cars before. We've heard about all the technology, but I was very excited to drive
You
this.
can open all the doors from here.
Yeah, just like a minivan, right? And then this is much like an iPad in the center screen. You can press the button and you've got all your apps right here. Super easy to use. You just press the button. You've got heated and vented seats. There's your vehicle status. There's one message for us. Let's see what that message is. But something bad, like I left something open. says child safety seat lock. Press it again. No, we're not doing child safety seat. I'll lock you in the back.
And I really like, I never seen this, I don't know if you've seen it, but USB connectors on my door, so I don't have to run cables through.
Yeah, and there's also two right here, USB-Cs. These are all USB-Cs, right?
Yeah,
It's a
USB-Cs, USB-Cs.
So I don't have it on my door. I have two here in the middle. So like for AirPods or something. Yours would be like for a phone.
Yeah.
This is nice. I mean, they really put so much content in here. And I think that's one of the things, if you're gonna go back, just like an iPad, press the button. It takes you right there. Everything's easy to use. I mean, everything is in the center screen. Some people don't like that. I'm totally fine with that. I'm not a big fan of the volume being this slider in the middle, as well as the climate change. I don't care about the climate change, it's the volume. And there's also one.
I hate the volume when it's not,
and also
like,
the steering wheel, and it's that gloss black, which means translation, it's gonna get fingerprints. Right, and the heated steering wheel is here on the steering wheel. So that's nice.
Memory, 3 memories on this seat.
You have 3 memories.
Lumbar on this side also.
Oh, I've got that as well. So they've really done a nice job with the seating. So that's important too. The seats are comfortable. I like the armrest, just like in a minivan. I think the only one I've seen like this is like a Buick Enclave when they first came out. They had the armrests and everything. But I really like this car. I knew when I saw this, I go, we got a winner here. It would be even more saleable as a plug-in hybrid. You probably end up losing, if they could do it, like a range extender, you can call it whatever you want to call it. That would probably use up some of the cargo space, but I personally would be willing to give up a little bit of cargo space for a small range extender. Because you don't want to be stuck up someplace going,
oh, especially if you go doing camping.
Yeah.
Then what happens? Yeah.
Well, you'd probably carry a generator for all your things because you wouldn't want to use all the battery power of your vehicle because then you wouldn't have enough to go home. So, I mean, all of that, I think, all in all, the ride of this is much like the ID4. Very comfortable. It's got a long wheelbase. And this thing weighs 6,000 pounds, so keep that in mind as well. Of course, you want to check with your insurance company. If you own a company, like baked goods or delivery service or transportation, this is like a really great option.
I know.
You get tons
really
of
like
stuff
this.
in here.
I really like it.
Yeah, I'm not finding any negatives. I think the only negative is I'd love to see, and I'll cover this at the end, I would love to see a hybrid, plug-in hybrid. On the positive side, fun to drive. Love the throwback. Love the history behind the bus, and there's been like a million names for it. I'm liking this vehicle. I think they did a really nice job. What do you think?
I like it too. I'm sold.
I'm sold. I'm not sold to buying one. I'm sold that they have a very successful vehicle here that's going to give them a lot of sales. Get me a range extender, and I might be sold on one.
Are you ever going to have an electric car that you own?
Personally?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
No, I like Porsches and big performance cars, and I have a big performance car coming.
Prepare to turn off to the right towards San Francisco Presidio.
And we'll cover that when I get all the paperwork on that. It's coming soon. So if you're a big car junkie and you like gasoline-powered cars, I'll be reporting on something pretty cool that's coming to my garage. There are some pros and cons with this vehicle. First off, I love the retro design. It's super easy to drive. They did a really smart job packaging everything and making this vehicle extremely user-friendly, and makes those that are thinking about buying a minivan, well, maybe you should take a look at the ID Buzz because it's pretty impressive, especially if you're thinking maybe I need a larger SUV, I've got a lot of people I need to transport. This vehicle certainly could do that. Let's talk about the pricing for the 2025 ID Buzz. Starting with the Pro S at $59,995 will get you that rear-wheel drive entry level, and then you could add all those extra upfitting parts that they offer when it comes to Volkswagen. You can check that out at the dealer or online. Go to the Pro S Plus, that goes to $63,495 for the rear-wheel drive, and the all-wheel drive is $67,995. And our test vehicle is the first edition starting at $65,500 and loaded like you see here, $69,995, and it does not have a sunroof, and it does not have the glass roof, which is an additional $1,500-ish. Now, one of the things I really like about this vehicle is the throwback. The only negatives, I wish this vehicle came as a plug-in hybrid or a range extender. I would be willing to give up a little bit of cargo space and have everything you see here and be able to drive this thing year-round. I also think they should offer this completely stripped out for those people that want to turn it into a camper van like the way they were originally, back to that throwback series for people that are thinking about that. And the one last thing that's really important, when you drive an electric car and you're used to driving any electric car, whether it's the ID4 or any of the competitors that are out there, they all kind of drive the same. They're easy to drive, and you are still missing that disconnect of the feel of the engine sound. Is that important? Well, that's up to you, but it's really important you check with your insurance agent before you make your final decision. There's lots of competitors in this category, but really, the ID Buzz, well, as you can see, it stands alone. Love the big logo, love everything they did about this car. Great packaging with Volkswagen. If you have any additional questions, put them down in the comments below. If you'd like to support me, all the details are down below, or you can buy me a cup of coffee. That's in the link as well. Also, check out our Car Coach Reports channel for more news. I'm Lauren Fix. Thanks so much for watching.